Imagine waking up one morning, checking your credit score, and seeing it sitting comfortably above 800, not because of luck, not because you got older, but because you understood a new system before almost everyone else. Right now, a quiet shift is happening in the United States credit system, and most people have no idea. The introduction of FICO Score 10T is changing the rules of the game, and if you play it right, you can fast-track your way into the elite credit tier that unlocks the lowest interest rates, the highest limits, and the kind of financial leverage most people never experience. To understand why this matters, you need to know what makes this new model different. Traditional credit scores mostly looked at a snapshot of your behavior, like how much you owe and whether you pay on time. But FICO Score 10T introduces something called trended data, which means lenders are now watching your behavior over time. They're not just asking if you paid your credit card this month, they're asking whether your balances are going up, staying flat, or consistently going down. This one shift changes everything, because now your habits matter more than your one-time actions. Think about it like this. Two people both have a $5,000 balance on their credit card. Under older scoring models, they might look identical. But under FICO Score 10T, the person who started at $8,000 and paid it down to $5,000 looks responsible and disciplined, while the person who climbed from $2,000 to $5,000 looks like they're relying more and more on debt. Same balance, completely different story. And that story is now what determines who gets rewarded with better credit opportunities. This is where the strategy begins. If you want to reach an 800+ score, you need to train your credit profile to show a consistent downward trend in balances. That doesn't mean just paying the minimum or occasionally making a big payment. It means creating a pattern where every month your total debt is slightly lower than the month before. Even small reductions send a powerful signal to the scoring model that you are in control of your finances. Over time, this trend becomes one of the strongest positive indicators in your entire credit profile. Another key shift comes from how utilization is evaluated. Credit utilization still matters, but under this new system, it's not just about staying under 30% anymore. It's about how you move within that range. If your utilization spikes up and down frequently, it can hurt you more than maintaining a steady, low level. The goal now is stability combined with gradual improvement. Someone who consistently stays between 5 and 10% utilization and slowly reduces it over time will often outperform someone who fluctuates between 10 and 40%, even if their average looks similar on paper. Payment history is still the foundation of everything, but there's a deeper layer now. Making on-time payments is expected, but the way you manage those payments over time is what separates a good score from an elite one. Setting up automatic payments for at least the minimum ensures you never miss a due date, but pairing that with strategic extra payments throughout the month can accelerate your progress. When lenders see a long streak of perfect payments combined with declining balances, your profile starts to look extremely low risk. There's also an overlooked factor that becomes more important in this environment, and that's how long you carry balances. Under FICO Score 10T, consistently carrying high balances month after month can weigh you down, even if you're paying on time. The model favors people who actively reduce their debt rather than those who simply maintain it. This means that paying off large portions of your balance and avoiding the habit of revolving high debt can dramatically improve how you're scored over time. Now let's talk about credit mix and new accounts, because these still play a role, but timing becomes everything. Opening too many accounts in a short period can signal risk, especially if your balances start increasing at the same time. But when done strategically, adding a new line of credit and keeping utilization low on that account can actually strengthen your profile. The key is to avoid creating a pattern that looks like you're expanding your debt faster than you can manage it. One of the most powerful yet underrated moves in this entire process is controlling your statement balance. Most people think paying their bill by the due date is enough, but what actually gets reported to the credit bureaus is your statement balance. If you let a high balance report and then pay it off later, your score can still take a temporary hit. By making payments before your statement closes, you can ensure that a lower balance gets reported, which keeps your utilization low and your trend moving in the right direction. As you apply all of this, something interesting starts to happen. Your credit profile begins to tell a story of consistency, discipline, and control. Month after month, your balances decrease, your utilization stabilizes, and your payment history remains flawless. Over time, this compounds into a powerful signal that lenders trust, and that trust is exactly what pushes your score into the 800+ range. Reaching an elite credit score isn't about one trick or one hack. It's about understanding how the system evaluates you, and then aligning your behavior with what that system rewards. The introduction of FICO Score 10T has made the game more transparent for those who pay attention, and more unforgiving for those who don't. But if you use this knowledge correctly, you're no longer guessing. You're building a strategy based on how lenders actually think. So the next time you look at your credit score, don't just see a number. See a pattern, see a trend, see a story that you're actively shaping. Because in this new era of credit scoring, the people who win aren't the ones who react. They're the ones who understand the system early and move with intention. And if you stay consistent with these strategies, that 800+ score isn't just possible, it becomes inevitable.